As we age, life gives us a powerful lesson. Peace of mind is priceless. Yet, how many of us truly protect it? The truth is, the people we surround ourselves with can either bring us joy and calm or completely drain us. Imagine this: you're finally at a point in life where you want to enjoy the quiet moments, focus on what matters, and live with purpose. But there's always that one person who pulls you into their chaos, one who thrives on drama, or another who never respects your boundaries. Sound familiar? In today's video, we're diving into a topic that hits close to home for so many of us. The 5 types of people you should quietly cut off as you grow older. Why quietly? Because it's not about creating drama or making a big announcement. It's about protecting your inner peace and focusing on the relationships that truly matter. We'll talk about the constantly negative, the exploiters of kindness, the disrespectful, the energy vampires, and the competitors. These aren't just random types. They're the people most likely to rob you of happiness, time, and mental energy. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify these people and why letting them go is one of the most liberating decisions you can make. Let's get started. It's time to reclaim your peace. Number 1. The constantly negative. There's a saying, you are the company you keep. And when that company is filled with constant negativity, it's like carrying a weight you were never meant to bear. These people, let's call them the constantly negative, have a way of seeing the dark cloud in every silver lining. Picture this. You just got a promotion at work, and you're excited to share the news. But instead of celebrating with you, they respond with something like, well, more responsibility means more stress. Are you sure it's worth it? They might not even realize it, but their mindset drags you down, draining the joy out of moments that should uplift you. Over time, being around someone like this can affect your own outlook. Negativity is contagious. It creeps into your thoughts, making you doubt your decisions, your happiness, and even your potential. It's like planting seeds of pessimism in your mind, and suddenly you start second-guessing the good things in your life. Why should you cut these people off as you grow older? Because life is hard enough without carrying someone else's emotional baggage. As the years pass, your energy and peace of mind become your most valuable resources. You can't afford to spend them on people who make everything feel heavier. And here's the truth. When you distance yourself from negativity, you create space for something better: gratitude, optimism, and calm. You'll notice how much lighter life feels when you're not constantly trying to pull someone out of their pit of despair. Now, don't get me wrong. This doesn't mean you stop being compassionate. If someone is going through a rough patch, it's natural to lend a hand. But there's a difference between supporting someone in need and being someone's emotional punching bag every single day. Ask yourself this: are they willing to change their perspective, or are they determined to stay stuck in negativity? If it's the latter, it's time to make a tough but necessary choice. Remember, protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's self-care. So, if there's someone in your life who fits this description, it's okay to step back. You don't need to make a dramatic announcement or burn bridges. Just quietly limit your interactions. Start focusing on people who bring positivity, encouragement, and joy into your life. In the end, your happiness depends on the kind of energy you allow into your space. And as you grow older, you'll realize that your peace is worth more than someone else's negativity. Number 2. The exploiters of kindness. Now, let's talk about the second type of person you should distance yourself from: the exploiters of kindness. These people thrive on taking advantage of your generosity and good heart. They only show up in your life when they need something: your time, your money, or your emotional support. But when you need them, they're nowhere to be found. As you grow older, you start to realize that relationships should be balanced. It's not about keeping score, but there should be mutual respect and effort. Exploiters don't see it this way. They see your kindness as an endless resource they can tap into whenever it suits them. Over time, this kind of relationship drains you, both emotionally and physically. Think about this. Have you ever had a friend or family member who always calls you in a crisis? They have excuses for why they need money, why they need your time, or why they need you to fix their problems. But when you're struggling or need help, they're suddenly too busy or disappear completely. It's exhausting and unfair. Or maybe it's someone at work who constantly asks you to do their tasks. They'll say, "You're so good at this," or "I'm just swamped," but they never return the favor. They rely on your hard work to make their life easier without giving anything back. It's one-sided, and it's not healthy for you. The truth is, as you get older, your time and energy become more valuable. You don't have endless resources to give to people who don't appreciate or reciprocate your efforts. Exploiters rarely change because they're used to taking advantage of others. That's why it's important to protect yourself. Cutting off exploiters doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't need to confront them or explain yourself. Simply start saying no. No to their constant requests. No to their guilt trips. No to sacrificing your well-being to make their life easier. Saying no is an act of self-respect. Kindness doesn't mean letting people take advantage of you. True kindness includes being kind to yourself. When you let go of the exploiters, you create space for people who truly care about you, those who respect your boundaries and value your presence. So, as you grow older, choose peace over drama and mutual respect over exploitation. It's not selfish. It's necessary for a happy and fulfilled life. Number 3, the disrespectful. As you grow older, one thing becomes crystal clear: respect is non-negotiable. Disrespectful people come in all shapes and forms. Some will outright dismiss your thoughts, belittle your accomplishments, or treat your time as if it's not valuable. Others may disguise their disrespect in subtle ways: constant interruptions when you speak, sarcastic remarks that cut deep, or jokes that aren't funny because they're at your expense. Why should you distance yourself from these people? The answer is simple. Life is too short to tolerate being undervalued. Disrespect erodes your self-esteem over time, even if it seems small in the moment. You deserve to be surrounded by people who see your worth and treat you accordingly, not those who make you question it. Imagine this. You're sharing a proud moment, maybe talking about a personal achievement or something meaningful in your life, and the person dismisses it with a careless remark like, "That's not a big deal," or "Anyone could have done that." That sting you feel? That's disrespect. It chips away at your confidence, and worse, it can make you second-guess yourself. This behavior isn't limited to friends or acquaintances. Sometimes, disrespect comes from family members or coworkers. They might think they have a right to belittle you because of their closeness or authority. But here's the truth. No one, regardless of their relationship to you, has the right to treat you poorly. When you let disrespect slide, it sets a dangerous precedent. It teaches others that it's okay to treat you that way, and over time, you'll find yourself tolerating more than you should. You may even start believing you don't deserve better. But here's the thing: you do. Every single person deserves relationships built on mutual respect. Cutting off disrespectful people doesn't have to be dramatic or confrontational. In many cases, you can simply create distance. Stop engaging in conversations where you know they'll undermine you. Limit how much of your life you share with them. And when it's possible, quietly phase them out of your life. Think about what you gain when you let go of these people. You reclaim your self-respect and emotional well-being. You make space for relationships that uplift you and bring out the best in you. And most importantly, you remind yourself that respect isn't just something you give to others. It's something you should demand for yourself. So, take a moment to reflect. Is there someone in your life whose words or actions consistently make you feel less than? If the answer is yes, it's time to draw the line. Because as you grow older, you owe it to yourself to prioritize peace, respect, and the relationships that truly matter. Number 4, the energy vampires. As we age, one of the most important lessons we learn is how crucial our time and energy are. When you're young, it might feel like you have an endless supply of both. But as you grow older, you'll realize how precious these resources truly are. That's when you'll start to notice the energy vampires in your life. People who seem to drain the very life force out of you. Energy vampires are the individuals who, after every conversation, leave you feeling mentally and emotionally exhausted. They take without ever giving anything in return. They might not even realize they're doing it, but you can't ignore the effect they have on you. Think about that friend or acquaintance who only calls when they need something, whether it's advice, a favor, or just someone to unload their problems on. Every conversation with them seems to start with a complaint and end with an emotional burden. They might be going through tough times, which is understandable, but the issue arises when they don't try to work on their situation or give you the space to talk about your own challenges. Over time, these one-sided exchanges wear you down. You begin to dread picking up the phone because you know it's going to drain you. You might also have someone in your life who constantly plays the victim. No matter what happens, they are the one who suffers the most. Life is always unfair to them, and you are expected to listen and sympathize. The problem is, they never seek a solution. They never try to change anything, which leaves you stuck in an endless loop of emotional exhaustion. The thing about energy vampires is that they don't just drain you emotionally, they can affect your mental state as well. You might find yourself feeling anxious, frustrated, or even guilty after being around them. They subtly shift the focus away from your own needs and well-being, leaving you feeling empty. Over time, these interactions can rob you of your sense of self. You become so absorbed in their problems that you forget to take care of your own life. And when you don't protect your energy, it's easy to lose sight of what really matters to you. You deserve relationships that bring balance, joy, and support. As you get older, it becomes more important to keep your circle of friends and loved ones filled with people who uplift you, not drain you. Energy vampires often leave you feeling emotionally spent, with little left to give to those who truly matter. Cutting them off doesn't have to be dramatic or harsh. It can be a quiet, gradual process. You don't owe them an explanation. Simply start limiting your interactions. Protect your mental and emotional space by setting boundaries. If there's someone you can't completely distance yourself from, maybe a family member or close friend, set firm limits on how much you're willing to give. It's okay to say no. It's okay to prioritize your own well-being. You might feel guilty at first, but remember that you are not responsible for fixing everyone's problems. By conserving your energy, you're not only helping yourself but also setting a healthy example for others. At the end of the day, the people you surround yourself with should contribute positively to your life. You should feel lighter, more fulfilled, and happier after spending time with them. If someone leaves you feeling drained, it's okay to distance yourself and focus on building a circle of people who nurture your spirit, rather than depleting it. Number 5. The competitors. As we get older, life becomes less about proving ourselves to others and more about enjoying the peace we've worked so hard to create. But there are always those who see life as a race, constantly competing, even when there's no finish line in sight. These are the people you need to cut off quietly but firmly. The competitor in your life may not always be overtly aggressive, but they'll always find ways to subtly undermine you. Whether it's a friend, a colleague, or even a family member, they're constantly trying to one-up you. No achievement is big enough. No success is something to celebrate. Instead, they'll make sure they've done something bigger, better, or faster. What's truly toxic about these types of people is that their competitiveness isn't about their own growth. It's about making you feel smaller. Every time you share an accomplishment, they have a story to top it. You finally managed to save up for a vacation? They just booked a trip to an even more exclusive location. You bought a new car? Well, they've been thinking about upgrading theirs to something fancier. It's never about sharing in your joy or celebrating your wins. It's always about making sure they are at the top, and you're not too far ahead of them. This constant need to one-up others can feel exhausting. At first, it might seem harmless, but over time, it starts to chip away at your confidence. You begin questioning your own worth, wondering if your success really is enough. But here's the thing. It's not your job to be in competition with others. Life isn't a race, and you don't have to keep up with anyone. The older you get, the more you realize that the only competition that truly matters is the one with yourself. The competitor is never satisfied. There's no sense of joy in their victories because they're always eyeing the next challenge. They may even try to turn every casual conversation into a comparison game. The moment you bring up something you're excited about, they've already mentally calculated how it stacks up against their own life. As you get older, the energy to deal with this kind of dynamic starts to fade. You don't have time to constantly defend your achievements or justify your choices. You don't need that kind of emotional drain. What you need are relationships where people genuinely support each other, where victories are shared, and where there's room for everyone to grow without feeling like they need to be the winner at someone else's expense. So, what do you do when you have a competitor in your life? You don't need to make a big scene or confrontation. Simply let go. Distance yourself from them. Gradually, you'll stop sharing your wins with them, and slowly, they'll become irrelevant in your life. It might feel hard at first, but trust me, it's necessary. Let them stay in their race while you enjoy your journey. The peace you gain from cutting off competitive people is invaluable. Instead of focusing on what they have, you'll be able to focus on what truly matters to you. The older you get, the more you'll realize that your energy, time, and joy are precious commodities, and you shouldn't waste them on people who see life as a contest. In the end, remember, you don't need to be in competition with anyone but yourself. The only race you need to win is the one where you become the best version of who you truly are. As we get older, we realize that our time, energy, and peace of mind are the most valuable things we have. We stop chasing after people who don't add to our lives and start focusing on those who truly matter. The 5 types of people we talked about, the constantly negative, the exploiters of kindness, the disrespectful, the energy vampires, and the competitors, are all individuals who can drain us in different ways. They can steal our joy, drain our energy, and make life feel much harder than it needs to be. But here's the thing, cutting ties with these people doesn't mean we're being harsh or unforgiving. It means we're learning to value ourselves more. We're choosing to protect our mental and emotional well-being. As we grow older, we understand that life is too short to spend time with people who bring us down or hold us back. We become more selective about who we allow into our lives and who we choose to spend our precious time with. Remember, it's okay to walk away from people who no longer serve your growth. It's not about being rude or cold. It's about setting boundaries and protecting your peace. You deserve to be surrounded by people who lift you up, who respect you, and who make you feel good about yourself. These are the people who will help you live your best life as you grow older. So, if you recognize any of these toxic behaviors in people around you, it might be time to consider a silent cutoff. It's not about causing drama, it's about prioritizing yourself. Let go of what no longer serves you, and make space for the things and people that truly bring value to your life. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more life-changing wisdom.